You know the saying, yin and yang? You know, there's a shadow, and then there's light. There's trees, and then there's fire. There's cats, and there's dogs. Well, for the Bible, it's the Bible and the Necronomicon. Now, the Necronomicon is considered the Satan's Bible, and it makes sense if you've seen it. You know, it's got all the pentagrams, all the ways to summon demons, but it really isn't Satan's Bible. If you look past all the ritual, all the witchcraft, all the black magic stuff, you finally figure out that this is much more than just a stupid joke book. This is a love story, and I'm about to tell you how. First off, the way I figured this out is by my large intellect of slightly higher than a houseplant. It's about as smart as a cactus, and that's a true fact. A houseplant is dumber than a cactus. Look it up, I'm not joking with you. First off, you'll need to read in between the lines. You'll have to translate it to English, which is already hard enough. And then you have to rearrange all the letters because it's all been mixed and mashed so that any normal person couldn't decipher it and understand the true meaning of the Necronomicon. So I'm about to tell you the story that you never knew within the Necronomicon. The Necronomicon follows the protagonist called Cthulhu, but you probably know him more well by Cthulhu. Yes, the cosmic entity Cthulhu. And I'm not kidding, the first version of the Necronomicon was actually written by the writer of Call of Cthulhu, H.P. Lovecraft. He also implemented it in his books, as also the Necronomicon. Another fun fact. So like I said, the book follows this protagonist, Cthulhu, through his adventures of trying to save this other cosmic entity that he's in love with called... It's complicated to say in English. I really don't know how. I'm looking at it right now and it just looks super... I can't do it. So we'll just call her Susan. Cthulhu has to go through trials in order to save Susan, a bit like Hercules or Hercules, depending on the way you pronounce it. Now, I'm not going to spoil too much of the book, but I will sort of spoil the ending. In the end, turns out Cthulhu couldn't save Susan in time. I won't tell you what happens, but all you need to know is that Cthulhu couldn't reach her in time. Throughout the book, there's a lot of heartache, a lot of bad times and good times. You know, there's the joyous moments, and then there's the mourning parts. It goes through a lot of deep subjects. You know, Cthulhu at one point considers committing suicide. There's a lot of touchy topics in it, but in general, pretty good read. Yeah, that's about it. In the end, I really enjoyed the book. Kept me interested throughout 90% of the story until the climax, which felt just a little bit rushed, but not too rushed. So at the end, I'd give it a good 7 out of 10. Would recommend. Would also read again. Probably not. The handwriting's terrible. Barely readable. It took me about 2 months to read it because of how terrible the handwriting was. Just trying to rearrange all the words to actually understand the sentences. But it's a worthwhile read. It's not something you commonly see in books anymore, which is very cool. This book definitely is good. You know, it keeps your interest, which is something that can't be said about the Bible. The Bible does not keep your interest whatsoever. In the end, it's up to the reader to decide which book he or she prefers and which book he or she does not prefer. I personally prefer this book. Now, if you actually want to read the Necronomicon, you be ready to spend about $180 on it. That's how much it cost for me, and I don't regret it whatsoever, but maybe you do. If you enjoyed this review, which I hope you did, I put a lot of effort in it. Now, didn't just sit down for about 20 minutes, film some audio, and then just was like, alright, done, yeah. Consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, and I'll see you all in the next one.